The Cook and the Crane. Once upon a time, there was a king named Carlo who ruled over a kingdom in the northern part of Italy. All the people in the kingdom liked King Carlo very much, for although he was a stern ruler, he was a very happy king. He could never be angry with anybody who made him laugh. Working in the kitchen of the king's palace was a cook. His name was Alessandro, but the other cooks called him Sandro for short. He was quite young, only about 20 years old, but in spite of this, he was a very good cook. He knew just what meals pleased King Carlo, and he too could have been very happy. But for one thing, he was very much in love with Brunetta, a serving maid who had lovely brown hair and brown eyes. All day long, Sandro cooked special and very tasty dishes and cakes in the kitchen for Brunetta, but she seemed to think that they were quite ordinary things to eat. Thank you, Sandro, she would say after eating something he had prepared for her. That was quite nice, but I could very easily have made it myself just as well. If I find you something very special to eat, will you marry me? Sandro asked. We will see, laughed Brunetta. One day, perhaps I will tell you exactly what I would like. Sandro went on cooking in the palace kitchen, wondering what special dish Brunetta would want. Was it meat or fish or chicken or ice cream? He tried and tried with everything he could think of, but he never really succeeded in pleasing her. One day, King Carlo went out hunting in the marshlands of his kingdom and came back with a crane bird. Taking it to the kitchen, he said to Sandro, cook this bird in the best way you can. I will have it tonight as a special dish for the guests I have invited to supper. Yes, Your Majesty, said Sandro, bowing low. For 3 or 4 hours, he bustled around in his kitchen. First, he plucked the crane and stuffed it with fine herbs and sweetmeats. Then he built up the fire in the stove until it was just the right heat for roasting, not too hot and not too cold. Then Sandro made a special sauce from all the most delicious things he could think of. At last, he was ready. He took the bird out of the oven and was pleased to see that it was roasted a rich golden brown. This will indeed be a meal fit for a king, he said to himself. He placed the roasted crane on a large silver platter and was just putting the finishing touches to the dish when Brunetta came into the kitchen ready to carry the tasty meal to the royal dining hall. At the sight of the roasted crane, her brown eyes opened wide. That is just what I would like. A leg of that delicious crane all to myself, she said. For a few moments, Sandro hesitated, but he was so anxious to please Brunetta that he cut off one of the roasted legs and gave it to her. Eat it while I keep the rest of the bird hot for the king, he said. Brunetta did so, and when she had eaten every bit of the roasted leg, she sighed with delight. Ah, yes, that was indeed something special for me to eat. Sandro, she said, I think I can now say that I will marry you. Off to the royal dining hall she went with the silver platter, leaving poor Sandro in a happy daze. He was delighted that he had at last pleased Brunetta, but at the same time he was a little worried about what the king might say when the crane was served to him. It did not take very long for him to find out. The king's voice shouting for Sandro could be heard right down in the kitchen. Trembling with fear, Sandro hurried to the dining hall. What is the meaning of this? Thundered the king. Why is one leg missing? Please, your majesty, stammered Sandro. There is nothing wrong with it. It is a fact that all cranes have only one leg. King Carlo looked puzzled for a moment. Only one leg? He repeated. Are you sure about this? Of course, sir, answered Sandro. If you come to the marshland with me tomorrow morning, I will show you. Very well, agreed the king. But if what you have just told me is not true, you will be most severely punished. I shall probably send you to prison for the rest of your life. Poor Sandro did not want anything like that to happen now that Brunetta had promised to marry him. His one thought as he went to bed that night was the fact that King Carlo could never remain angry with anyone who made him laugh. Very early next morning, when the sun was just rising over the misty marshes, King Carlo and Sandro set out together. They did not speak until they came to a shallow pool where a flock of cranes were still sleeping. Look, Your Majesty, said Sandro, pointing to the flock of birds. Don't you see that they have only one leg? For a moment or two, it looked as though King Carlo was going to explode with anger. His eyes glittered and his face went the color of a tomato. He stepped forward to the edge of the pool, clapped his hands, and shouted at the top of his voice, Hey, ho, hoo, ha! At this sudden noise, the cranes woke up and at once they all put down their other legs and flew into the air. You greedy cook, cried the king, turning to Sandro. Don't you see that now the cranes have two legs? It is true, your majesty, and you have made it so, Sandro replied. But last night At the supper table, why did you not clap your hands and shout, hey ho hoo ha? King Carlo started to smile. Then he chuckled and then he shook with hearty laughter at Sandro's clever reply. He was still laughing, and tears were pouring down his face when they returned to the palace. Sandro was forgiven, and later, when he and Brunetta were married, he was the happiest man in the kingdom. Ever after, Sandro cooked the choicest food for the king. I am indeed a contented man, said the king to Brunetta one day when she had served him a tasty dish that Sandro had made. Sandro's cooking is even better since you and he were married. I can see I must hunt another crane bird. I hope it will be as delicious as the last one. Oh, it will be much nicer, Your Majesty, said Brunetta, because it will have two legs. The king laughed, and Brunetta realized that he had guessed that Sandro had used the leg to win her love. Thank you very much.